Whitney, my goodness, what a day.
What a day. We are actually starting to talk tonight about something other than coronavirus because we got hit with that earthquake. Quite a few people have messaged us. And when I say quite a few, I mean hundreds of people have messaged us letting us know that they did in fact feel the tremors. We know it was in southern Idaho where the quake originated, the epicenter. We're going to get back to Mark here in just a few seconds, but we do want to start off with the details about that quake. It was about an hour ago, almost exactly. The U.S. Geological Survey confirming it was a 6.5 magnitude quake. You can see it there. It's the yellow star there on that map in the middle of the Chalice National Forest. It was, we know, felt in cities in Boise, in Meridian, Eagle, as well as all the way, of course, in Spokane Valley. I have actually seen reports that it was felt all the way up into Nasket as well. And just before I walked out here, I also saw that there are confirmed reports, at least some tremors were felt up into Canada as well. So a lot of people all across our area talking about what they felt like. A lot of people saying it wasn't so much of shaking as it was just kind of a swaying back and forth. Mark, I know you talked about there on the South Hill, your chandeliers were waving. What did it feel like to you?
Yeah, it was strange. I was sitting in this very seat getting ready for our 5 o'clock broadcast and I started to feel my house move a little bit. I saw the light here in front of me start to go back and forth. And as you mentioned, the chandelier in my front room kind of sway as well. Definitely wasn't like a violent shaking. Almost felt like you were kind of on a boat, just kind of rocking back and forth. So it wasn't, huge or jolting, but it definitely was noticeable. We want to go now to Paul Bowden. He is the head of UW's Seismology Lab. He's on the phone with us tonight. Paul, thank you for joining us. And first question for you tonight, is this unusual to have a 6.5 magnitude earthquake in this part of the country, in Idaho?
Yeah, Idaho is an uncommon place to have an earthquake of that size. It's not unheard of. There was a magnitude 6.8 earthquake called Bora Peak earthquake in 1983. And did I say that was a 6.9? So that's a little bit bigger than this one even.
Right. And let's talk about a lot of people felt this. People felt this like up in Montana, obviously here in Spokane and beyond. Let's talk about damages. 6.5. Are you hearing or seeing any reports of damage from this?
For an earthquake of this size is going to be felt very widely over a large area, but as people have been reporting, it's more like gentle swaying when you're far away from the epicenter. The damage from an earthquake this size would be local to the epicentral area, and frankly, there's no urbanized population. I think the largest town or the nearest town is Stanley that has a population of 68. So I don't think there will be lots of reports of damage and strong shaking. This is in the middle of the Idaho batholith.
Yeah. I know this just happened right before 5 o'clock, but Paul, I mean, what can we draw from this? What's the bigger picture? Is this, for lack of a better phrase, a sign of more to come?
Well, I think the biggest lesson from this is to be prepared in the event of an earthquake, know what to do. I mean, we live in a much more, there are many much more active, seismically active areas surrounding where this happened. It was a surprise in that sense. I think the big lesson is that, earthquakes happen and they will happen unexpectedly, and one should be prepared to deal with that. I would say there have been now a couple of aftershocks from this earthquake reported. There's a 4.6 magnitude and a 3.6. So one lesson we can take is there can be and probably will be more aftershocks, and people may feel those as well.
All right, Paul, the head of UW's Seismology Lab. Paul, thank you very much. Again, the good news in this, Whitney, as Lisa, what we've seen so far, no reports of injuries or major damage thus far.
Absolutely. I know actually the fire chief here in Spokane, Brian Schaefer, just tweeted out to everybody just saying, On the off chance, if there is any kind of damage or you have anything to report or you're worried about natural gas leaks or anything, to make sure and give them a call and they can go out and check that. But again, no reports that we are hearing of any kind of damage.